The coevolution of cannabis and our own cannabinoid system? Well, seeing how this is the first time I'm using my new method of cross-posting to Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, let's do a poll. No cheating, but say in the comments, which do you think evolved first? The cannabinoids in the plant or the cannabinoids in animals? I'm Lex Pelger. I do Canna Education for CV Sciences, the makers of Plus CBD, whose excellent CBD and THC products are shipping to you anywhere in the US. On the cannabinoids, ask me anything. According to a recent analysis that looked at the pollen data, and this dovetails with the genetic data, cannabis probably evolved around 28 million years ago. This paper guesses that it was in Tibet, but the guess has been somewhere in Central Asia for a long time. And fun fact, the plant it probably split off from was hops, used in making beer. So, two of our favorite intoxicants right here, and they're the only two members of the family Cannabaceae. You can even graft cannabis branches onto hops plants and they will continue to grow, though they usually don't produce cannabinoids, unless you're that alchemical underground grower I once met. So what about the animals that produce their own endocannabinoids, which include all the vertebrates, mammals, birds, reptiles, fish, and a whole bunch of invertebrates, sea urchins, lichens, mussels, nematodes. Even, and this is a clue, the hydra, which is one of the simplest organisms of all time to develop a neural network, and they have endocannabinoids. And so that puts our best guess at the evolution of the endocannabinoid system at 600 to 400 million years ago. So it's 28 million years for the plant and 500 million years for us animals. Did you get it right? To put these numbers in perspective, let's agree with the early Christians and say that the Earth was 6,000 years old instead of 4.5 billion years. That meant that before life even left the ocean, about 450 years ago, there were cannabinoid receptors across the neurons of a whole bunch of primitive animal species. And then, only 22 years ago, only halfway back to the death of the dinosaurs, did the cannabis plant evolve these cannabinoids. Which leads to the question, why? Why did the cannabis plant evolve to produce these metabolically expensive cannabinoids? It certainly wasn't because it was waiting around in Central Asia for some apes to come out of Africa and discover it and spread it around the world. And so we have a couple of guesses. One is that the cannabinoids protect from the UV light that you would be getting on the Central Asian steppes. Another is it prevents the desiccation or the drying out of the plant. And my favorite guess is that the cannabinoids act as an insecticide. Because you notice on that list of animals and things that have cannabinoid receptors, the insects aren't on it. They are one of the rare ones that have no cannabinoids in them. So perhaps these cannabinoids are insecticides. And indeed, humans have used cannabinoids as insecticides on and off throughout human history. So no one is exactly sure why the cannabis plant evolved to produce cannabinoids. But I think we can all say we sure are glad they did, so that we go on this wonderful cannabinoid journey together.